So I want to go over in as much detail as possible what is happening. I have updated the plugin to the version 4.0.32.0. Right now it's currently disabled to show you what the default behavior is with the plugin off. I've created an event under test events called Closet 1 Motion Sensor Trigger. And the motion sensor we're always talking about here is Closet 1 Motion Sensor, which is device reference 677. That trigger is based on when Closet 1 Motion Sensor, Motion Sensor Closet 1 is set to 100. Whenever that happens, it triggers this event, which just waits a second. But it's just as an example that this never gets triggered unless the device ever gets set to 100. So I go to devices, and again, here's the device. There's only really two that we're caring about, the Master Closet 1 and Occupancy Closet. So if I look at the event log, or the log for HomeSeer, you'll see that it triggered one time when I move my hand in front of it. I'm going to go ahead and put my hand in front of it again, and let's see what it does. And there it goes. It just triggered again from me moving my hand in front of it. And they're separated by 2 minutes, which are the 2 minutes apart that I move my hand in front of it. Right now, that motion sensor is facing a wall. There's nothing triggering it, and you can see there's no more events. Now, if I go ahead and go to Plugins, Manage, and turn on BLRadar, where Motion Sensor 1 is now a motion sensor in BLRadar, and I do nothing else, no movement, nothing else. I go to Devices, everything looks normal. I go to Log. Now you'll see that the BLRadar started. We just got a trigger for Closet 1. There's another timed event that just executed, but that has nothing to do with it. And look, here's another trigger for Closet 1 motion sensor trigger. Again, nothing's triggering it, nothing's in front of it, but it keeps doing this every few seconds. And here it is again. If I stop BLRadar, these event triggers will also stop. So let's wait for another one. It'll come automatically. So, and with that, by the way, the times keep changing. Every time this time gets updated for the time of the device, it's another trigger in the event log. Don't know how that's related. So if I were to now go in and disable, so let's just look at the log. So you see it keeps triggering it. If I go into Plugins, Manage, and disable BLRadar, or even disable the device, by the way. Let me do it that way. I can go Plugins, BLRadar, Sensors, and now disable this device and save it. Again, that's Motion Sensor 1 Closet, device reference 677. And if I go to Tools Log, you'll see that after 10:31 and 10 seconds, there'll be no more event triggers because BLRadar no longer is managing that. So this is BLRadar, for whatever reason, causing this device to get set to 100 and trigger. I don't understand why it would do that, but that seems to be what's happening. If I re-enable it, it'll start triggering that event again. Now, if I trigger the motion sensor by design, on purpose, when BLRadar is running, let's see what that does. Bring up BLRadar, Sensors, go back to Master Closet Motion Sensor 1, undisable it, save. Now, let's go ahead and while it's doing, let's see what we have here. You see log, and now it's starting up again. 10:32 and 27, we just got another trigger, which we didn't have before. In a few seconds, we'll get another one. And there you go, 10:32:39, it's doing the same thing it did previously. So now we're going to turn on BLRadar logging, debug logging. We'll save. Go to devices here, and now I'm going to put my hand in front of the motion sensor and see what we get. My hand now is in front of the motion sensor. It triggered. Now we go look at the logs, and now it's triggering at a much faster rate. Look at the number of seconds. There's multiple for every second that this thing goes. Compared to before, it would trigger the event once every few seconds. Now it's triggering 20 or 30 per second, based on what I'm seeing in the logs here. I don't understand that. So if I go to the devices and set it to off, since I have, oh no, I can't set it to off, sorry. So I don't know if it'll honor the sensor recovery time or not. It's at 44 seconds, 46 seconds, 48 seconds, 50 seconds, 52, 54, 56, 58. There we got 1 minute, 1 minute 2. No, it doesn't look like it's honoring the sensor recovery time either, for that matter. So the only way to make this stop is I can, first let's turn off the debug logging, save that off. Then I can go to BLRadar sensors and disable that sensor, save it, and that will probably get all of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, as you can see as I scroll, of events that fired off when I trigger that device. Yes, and it has stopped. As you can see, it's no longer populating that anymore. I'll send this over to you. Let me know if anything in this video I could do differently that would help elucidate something. Thank you.